I'm Johan. Welcome in to PSS Pilates. Today we're going to end up doing a beginner workout, and I'm going to start from scratch with you guys to build some strength, some mobility, some pain-free movement in your life. So let's get started on the Reformer, and I'm actually going to start from point zero so that you guys can confirm in your own daily practice what's going on. Now, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but I'm going to explain the anatomy of the Reformer, starting with the platform at the end. Now, the platform is where it doesn't move. It can come out, you can put a jump board on it, or you can take it out. There's some grippy tape underneath. In front of that, you have your buttons, and that's where the springs live. On this Reformer, I have 2 levels, some have 3. Inside the space, which is called a well on both sides, your springs, that's the resistance load. Mine have heaviest in the center and lighter as you go out. The foot bar above that is adjustable. Mine lifts out and I drop it into one of 5 places. I'm sitting on my carriage. Of course, that's where we do all of our stuff. They have your shoulder blocks and an adjustable headrest right there. You have your straps attached right now on the carriage. Long loop, short loop for your feet and hands. Posts at the end. And this particular Reformer comes with a tower attachment that we'll, in due time, do some exercises from. Let's get started right here with our beginner workout. And I'm going to show you what a traditional classical flow would look like, where we deviate and why, and we're going to get you going. A few ways to get into neutral spine. Today we're going to do it lying down. So let's get our springs on. We're going to go 2 heavy springs. We're going to put the medium one on the top tier. Start with at least those 2 heavy springs. Okay, now end up on your back. I want you to practice this. It's going to sound funny, but once you do it yourself, you'll see how beneficial it is. Push your low back into the carriage, and I want you to nod your chin to your chest. And then exhale. We're going to exhale when we come down, keeping it consistent. Spinal extension, the exhale. Round your back with your feet on the foot bar, nod your chin to your chest. Flush your air out of your lungs as you lay your head back down. One more. Scoop your tail, tighten your body, and then let it out. Heels glue onto the carriage, onto the foot bar with your feet pointed up, heels flat, and just press out. I'm going to take a full extension. I'm going to try to get my calves to touch the back of my legs. I control on the way down for my hamstrings. I'm softening my knees. Beauty of the Reformer, this is a massive stretch on my knees. Got bad knees? This is a beautiful move for you. We're gonna go halfway down in 2 and 1. I'm gonna come halfway down. Now I'm working on the end range at the top. I squeeze my glutes. I have my rib cage flat. I'm never flaring. I just softly bend and I press away. I inhale down when I do that. I soften the knees, and then I squeeze my thighs and my butt cheeks, my glutes. I go again, and I stop here. We're gonna go halfway down, and I'm just gonna pulse. Look what's happening, all right? My hamstrings, they're getting love. My knees, because of the springs, are getting stretched out. I'm gonna grow a couple inches, right? When I'm done with this, I'm gonna feel so good. For 2 and 1. End up on your toes. This is called your footwork, by the way. This, even in a classical, as I lift my heels all the way up, I'm gonna stop here, and now I'm gonna bend my knees with my heels still lifted up, so I get an ankle extension. This is part of a classical flow to start with footwork. Even semi-classical, even contemporary, a lot of the times you start with footwork. The idea is basically you're in life, walking around, and so to warm the body up, you come on the Reformer and you start with how you walk on your feet, stretch out your ankles and your arches. That's the idea. Take your last one and go halfway and all the way up. My heels are still lifted. I soften my knees to stretch the patella, the tendons, and I start to go into the back of my legs, Take a couple more ins. The hips stay nice and tight at the top. My ribs stay flat. And now I step all the way up. I'm gonna glue my legs like this. This is called your Pilates V. And I'm just gonna bend and extend. I want my knees to externally rotate as much as I can handle without my heels coming apart. My adductors, right, my inner thigh muscles, they're getting a lot of stretch as I come down. Take your last one and then go halfway. Softly bend the knee and then zip the thighs together. So I strengthen my outer hips and then I bring the knees together. And there's a lot of body parts, muscles in your body that are named after Latin. So when you hear me talk about muscles or joints and you hear some random Latin, that's because I'm talking about the muscle, specifically your adductors. They pull the knees apart. And so we work those whenever we go into this knee bend, especially here. Back pain, this might be a source why. Now we're gonna come all the way up for our tendon stretch, point the feet forward in neutral, head flat, ribs flat, lift the heels, and let those heels sink. Achilles tendon. All the ankle flexors here, soleus, all of that. You wanna feel it in the back of the knee. I'll tighten my thighs even more. And now I walk it out. I bend one at a time. Okay, in a mega intro class, and intro classes are fine, they're useful. You might stay here. But when we do PSS Pilates, we don't stay here. We're promoting movement throughout the body. We don't always walk everywhere, we change our speed, and that's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna pick up speed. I wanna make sure the back of the calves are still on. If I'm muted, if the back of my calves are still quiet, I stay slow. If I don't feel this stretch, I go back to slow. I feel it. I'm gonna go faster. I went from a walk to a jog, and now it's called a run for 2 and for 1. Perfect. Coming back home, we're gonna start. One of the beauties of Reformer, we're gonna work our rib cage and our pelvic tilt. Bring the heels up. Round your tail like we started. Push the low back in and just peel your hips all the way up. From here, I press all the way back. I'm gonna come down, imprinting my thoracic spine, my rib cage, and I'm gonna keep a little space here. No, you know what? Bring it all the way until your tailbone touches, then bend home. One more time, I scoop and lift and press back. That's an exhale. And then I inhale and bend back home. I make it as smooth as I can for the last one. Now I'm gonna come down with the ribs, softly bend the knee. I'm still scooping my tail, press, halfway down, and this is your hip circle. And all the way back. Perfect. Bring your body all the way back down. Pull your knees to your chest and let's unglue some of your fascia, your thoracolumbar fascia, all the meat, fascia right around your low back. Tuck your knees and just roll left to right. You have this fascia, gets tight. Place your feet back down, go in the other direction. Press all the way back, tilt your pelvis, lift the hips, and then pull everything back home. The hand, come down, thoracic, press, scoop and lift, tighten all the muscles in the rear of your body. Round and return back home. This is an exhale. I press, I squeeze my glutes, elevate the hips, bring the heels to the booty, and then I round down. Notice I'm still in this gentle C-curve. Tail is off the carriage. I exhale and press. I inhale and come home. Take notice of both your breath and what's burning. Your hamstrings, control them. Pull in your hamstrings. Very important muscle group that does not get a lot of its own. It's never the star of the show in our daily life. On the Reformer, it can be. Very important. Helps to stretch out the tendon. Your knees get healthier. So come back home, raise your right leg up. Now this is not part of a traditional. This is usually where a lot of coaches and instructors will just teach new concepts. And the concepts can be a mix of what goes on the floor, using the Reformer to heighten the sensation of what you're doing on the floor. So all I'm gonna do is press with one leg. Hip stability. I lower the right leg to touch the bar. I squeeze my butt cheeks. I control the leg back up going into the hamstring, and I softly bend the opposite knee. Just like in life, sometimes you're on one foot, climbing stairs. You can think of all the ways that you're on one leg sometimes. We're gonna finish by putting both feet down, raise the other one back up, take an inhale, soften the right knee. Press, lift, and lower. I go into the glutes. I should feel them starting to light up. If I don't, if my glutes are too quiet, I really got to slow my press out. This part down until I could press my tail into the carriage until my glutes start to talk back. They need to be lit up. Our last one's going to be here. And when I come back home, the knees come bend, and I'll go ahead and grab the knees together, pull them to my chest. Leave one leg on the bar. And before we take our straps in hand, I'm just gonna take off the green. So now I'm left with 2 heavy springs. We're not gonna be doing a ton of straight leg work for this beginner's workout. So I am gonna introduce you to straps. The first strap goes in, it goes above the arch of the foot or below the arch, not on the arch. Start by straightening your legs up, tighten your thighs, and go long through the back of the legs. Feet will point north. Take an exhale, lower the legs. Hold them here, tighten the belly, keep your shoulders drawn from left to right. Turn your feet out for frog, bend and extend right here. In a classical flow, the way I learned was you go into your leg circle first, and you'll do that with a red and a green. But we're actually gonna go right here into double red. And I'll show you a bit of leg circle. I'm just gonna bend my knees, they're facing apart until my knees cross my waistline without peeling the tail off the carriage. And then I press all the way forward until I feel my legs touch. From my groin, maybe to my knees. Everyone's body's different, right? Take your last one, press all the way out. Hold, return your feet to normal, lift, point the feet outward. Now go into your outer hips, glute medius, more Latin. Bring the heels together, point the feet north. Now draw the legs right up the midline of your body, bend at the waist, and go again, leg circle. And remember, don't be too mechanical about your movement. Reformer is always about movement and exercise. And Reformer doesn't care what brand name of Reformer you're on, just as long as it's quality, and in my opinion, as long as your springs are made of metal. All right, the elastic ones are just not the business at all. So go ahead and come right here. And what are we doing? We're getting that hip joint to be nice and gooey, nice and loose. You're sitting, you're driving, you're GPSing to work all the time, right? And then you get to work and what do? More sitting. And then you're never doing this. And when that happens, your hips get sticky. And if they get too sticky, it becomes really painful for you to be active again. It's bad, no one needs that. So we're gonna finish our leg circle right there. Usually we'll come to hands, but because we're just doing a nice beginner flow, I'm gonna get you guys to curl up. Look down at your legs. I'm tightening my belly. I'm gonna take my hands and I'm gonna do my hundreds right here. We're gonna do 50s today. All I'm gonna do is inhale for 5 beats, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale for 5 beats. Now when I inhale, I'm just gonna soften my knees. The straps pull me. I'm still just looking down at my foot bar for 5, and then I'll exhale and press away. Softly bend, keep the heels connected, and press away. Softly bend, open the knees, go into the adductors, softly bend, and then press the legs out straight. And yes, if this is a beginner class, I have people do this. Beginner does not mean easy. Even when you're doing a beginner workout flow on the Reformer, you're doing simpler moves. There are very complicated moves on the Reformer. That's what beginner means. If a muscle doesn't burn, it's not indicating to you that it's being put through a range of motion that challenges it. The antithesis of what Reformer and Pilates is that. So when a muscle is not burning, it's not being stretched. The tension isn't being challenged. It's not growing. So go ahead and end up coming down. Nice job. We're gonna pass through the hands. They go into the short loop. The feet will come to tabletop. And because we are doing beginner, we're gonna stay in tabletop. This is where I'll tell my students, like, hey, if you're feeling your mojo is up, you're just gonna keep the legs straight as you press into arm circle and circle back up, okay? Take your last one, hold the hands down, and remember for this one, I'm working my shoulder blades, and I think of the head of the shoulder pointing where I want the rest of my arm to go. So think of the head of your shoulder coming to an arrow-like point. Right, that deltoid kind of shaped like a triangle. You point it where you want the straps to go, where you want your hands to go. Because if you point kind of short, you don't get a full range of motion, like that last one right there. The knees hang over the hips, not over the belly button, not over the foot bar, right over the hips. And as I open my arms, I keep my elbows straight because I'm stretching those triceps, working my biceps, and I'm using the straps to let my shoulder blades do a dance up and down my spine. Bring your hands down all the way, bend the elbows, and rest the legs. Grab your left leg, walk your hands up the leg, ground the right leg, or hang it over the foot bar, and nod your chin to your chest, and then exhale to walk your hands down your leg. Take your right leg, put it up in the air, climb your tree, hands go up to the back of the leg, actively tug, right? Remember in PE, they're like, don't tug your leg too hard, you'll hurt your neck. No, it's good to give all this tension in your body a place to go. So push into your hands, nod your chin, and tighten your belly. That's key. And as you come down, hold on to your leg. Let's do one more just in case, right? I actively grab and I pull my leg, knee to nose, and I exhale as I come down. Walk the hands down the leg. Scoop your tail, imprint your spine. That's where you push your spine into the carriage. Pull, leg pushes. And then I come all the way back down right there. Doesn't that feel good? It has to. Guys, we're done with our supine series. I'm gonna show you 2 standing series, and then I'm gonna show you 1 strap series with the arms. And now you'll see that we hit every muscle in your body. And isn't that the best thing right there? climb on top of your carriage. I want your foot bar to be all the way up. We just made it beginner. I want your arms on the foot bar. I want your palms open. Don't strangle the foot bar. And let's start out by lifting your heels so your toes are down and press out. I'm already going to teach beginners how to plank right here. My shoulders are over my palms. Because the foot bar is so high, this is an incline position. It's an incline plank, which is a lot easier than doing a decline plank or a regular plank. I'm going to take a big exhale and push my shoulders away from my hands. And then the inhale, I bring my shoulders back over my wrists. I have every muscle. Okay, we're not missing a muscle. Working. This is full body work. Full body work. Every muscle is getting some action right now. My palms are open. I can grab the foot bar like this, but what ends up happening is you start transferring all of your strength to that foot bar. Just breathe right here. That's all you got to do. Make sure your pelvis is aligned. You're not hiking your low back, right? Don't panic the low back. Take your last inhale. Bring the shoulders over the wrists. Press all the way back. Nod your chin to your chest like you're saying yes. You should be doing that all the time. Say yes to everything. Scoop your tail and bring the carriage home. Stack your shoulders and press away. Nod your chin. Scoop your tail. Tighten your belly. Tighten your chest. Come in. Press back. Scoop the tail, nod the chin, shoulders over wrists, round the tail, and come home. You just did a long stretch. That part, with an up stretch. Perfect. A lot of your arms, mainly your arms. Bring the carriage in slowly, flatten your feet. Slide in, do not let go of this foot bar. Feet come to the back, lift your toes once, and then softly let them come down. Bury your head between your biceps. Take an inhale, keep your heels flat against the shoulder blocks, and then exhale and just drive your heels back for elephant. Inhale, bring it home. We're gonna go 2 more just like this. This is one of the stranger ones. I always was like, what's this one for? It is basically for your entire lower body and your SI joint. Your SI joint. Sacroiliac, that's where you're, as being one of the parts mentioned in Rapper's Delight, little reference for you, is where your hip, your femur, your like thigh bone meets your hip. That gets really sticky in daily life. This is one of the most effective ways to get that all loose again. Keep your head between your elbows. Try not to hike it up. Now we're gonna press out, scoop the tail, and when I come home, I flatten my spine, I press away again. Now I nod my chin, I articulate my spine. In, flatten the chest. Go the opposite way, round the back, push out into your round elephant, and flatten. In a classical flow, this is called your long stretch series. It ends with elephant, but we're gonna break it up a little. Take your last inhale, lift your head, heels high. Start here, nod your chin, and now exhale, push away. Come to your long stretch, shoulders over the wrists, round your belly in. With my shoulders over my wrists, I start in exhale, I press, long stretch out, flow back home, turn the shoulder heads in, go again, press, long stretch, flatten, and pull. Exhale, push, long stretch, flatten, pull, press, and pull. Feet go flat. Jog the knees, shake out the tail feather. The SI joint gets a little bit more love here. Speed it up. You want to make this harder. Next time you'll do this, put this foot bar way down here. For now, go ahead and come to this position right here. It's seated. And we're just gonna end up taking the red spring off. I'm gonna go nice and light here. Medium to be precise. Take your medium, put it on the top tier, and spin around. I'm gonna end up taking a seat. I'm gonna place my feet between the blocks. Like I said at the beginning, we have different body shapes. You can go around the blocks also and kind of grip them with your inner thighs. It's up to you. Remember, Pilates isn't perfection. Pilates is movement, and it's just that simple. Whenever you get caught up in doing a weird move with a weird name about some animal you've never seen in your life, just remember, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? Reformer Pilates is movement, and that's it. Guys, we're gonna end up going into the short loops, and all we're gonna do is lean back into flat back, lift the rib cage, soften the forehead, and keep the chin back. We're gonna bend the elbows to the waistline, behind even, and expand the rib cage, the thoracic spine. And as I reach out, I let the shoulders protract forward. I bend the elbows, take an exhale, and then I inhale, protract the shoulders. And we're working the biggest muscle. Well, we're working two of the most important inner upper back muscles here, our lats and our rhomboids mainly, but also all the other ones too. We're also working our scapula. We want to teach proper scapular mechanics when we do reformer. We don't bend our arms. We protract and contract our scapula. That's right. That's how we do our reformer. So go ahead and take your last two. Bend and extend at the elbows. I could even lean back more to make it harder. We'll sit up to make it easier. Find a happy medium. Push your sits bones into the carriage and stay nice and long from waist to head. Palms reach up to the sky. Elbows are shooting lasers. That means they're perfectly up and straight, parallel to the floor. And just bend the elbows. Let the straps pull that elbow joint nice and straight. Keep expanding the chest. In daily life, you're at the computer. Your forearms, they're only so long, right? So you have to end up leaning down on your computer desk to do your work. What happens is you teach yourself that posture. You're shearing all those beautiful vertebrae in your back. You're shearing those. This corrects it by keeping posture and allowing us to transmit force through the reformer. Our elbows get a beautiful stretch. Every exhale, I bring my knuckles to my jaw, and every inhale, I reach out. One cool thing about the reformer is I can exhale and reach out in any move and change the order in which the muscles contract. That's right. If I exhale here, I ask my triceps to control the movement more than my biceps, and I work on stretching my biceps. And as I inhale here, I work on lengthening the triceps. Take your last two. And then finish by reaching all the way out. Keep this torso shape the same. And then we're gonna end up going into our chest expansion for our last one. Now, in a classical flow, you might work on the box a few times. Press the palms behind your waist, squeeze your shoulder blades, rotate your shoulder blades back, keep a straight spine and keep pumping. Walk the hands out in front of the hips. Knees are straight. Take your last 5. Okay, you might work some box. Going back to what I was saying for 4. In classical Pilates, you might end with your legs or your arms and your abs. But usually that first half where you're in the straps, you're gonna find that even in classical, no matter what branch of classical. By the time we get the arms here, we've done some extra stuff. So take your last one, let's put a cherry on top here. Rotate the shoulders back, keep the rhomboids contracted, and then finish by reaching out. Find your straps on the blocks. Keep your knees slightly bent. Round your tail. Reach out to grab your own ankles. Round your spine and tighten and lift. Inhale, round your spine. Grab your ankle. Grab your toes. And then walk your hands down your leg. Exhale, lift your spine all the way up. Tighten the belly. Scoop your tail. Grab. Flatten your legs. Raise your forehead. And release. Beautiful. To finish, I like to do this forward fold. I usually do it in this side of the well or in the front, depending on how many arm exercises we did for the day. Walk to the front of the back of your reformer, take down your foot bar, put on the lightest spring you have in the lightest place on the reformer, palms flat on the carriage, and give yourself a round flat back. Press your palms hard into the carriage. Exhale, push. And as you close out, just nod your head to your chin to your chest, lift your spine, and get long. Take a few reps, and then, the last best ones you got, really dive into that carriage. Keep the knees straight as you can. Feel your heels. Grip onto that floor right there. And this is where I like to tell people, address anywhere in your body that's still kind of tight. Give it some time with the breath to loosen up. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this flow right here, you guys. The next videos are going to be for athletic flows. I'm going to do more videos about specific moves and break series down because I want you guys to know this thing, the reformer, intimately and make adjustments for you. If you have any questions, I need you guys to go on to coachjohanscscs.com. I have a comprehensive pain management plan called Cypher. It lives there. Download that after taking the quiz for free. And you can get so many free resources on coachjohanscscs.com. We're going to do reformer every week, and I'll do another video in between then just to keep the flow going and to have us learn as much about this as we can. And just know that today we did a lot of cool stuff, but we didn't get to every piece of a classical flow. And then we'll really branch off when we do the athlete series into more cool moves. We'll modify the moves, and I'll tell you how to do this on your own. Remember, the point of this video is so that you can qualify this stuff for yourself and make modifications as you go along. You could never have done this before and you don't know why you want to do it. Well, now you know that it's going to help with your mobility because it's all about movement. Maybe you're trying to qualify somewhere else. Is this teaching a good reformer? Are they teaching too easy? Is it not even reformer, but it looks like a reformer? That is something, like, it's not Pilates. That's something that you can also figure out by watching some of these videos. And the last thing I want you to do is to really adjust for your body type. We're all different. Just because it looks good for somebody else to be doing something doesn't mean that you need to be doing it just like that. You need to heal your body, using your body, and the reformer as a tool, using these moves to personalize your experience, personalize your movement. And that's all we have the reformer for, all right? Go to the website, learn more, and until the next one, I want you guys to stay up. I'll see you then.